ॐ जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। Regarding Naren, Sri Ramakrishna is describing he has controlled his passions. In the last class we saw what is meant by controlling the passions and how by controlling we divert it, like putting a dam across and diverting the water for better purpose of cultivation. Otherwise it will flow into the ocean. Like that. He has controlled his passions. He declares he will lead a celibate life. Life that is given exclusively for God. Celibate life, in Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says, Yadichanto brahmacharyam charanti. Yadichanto, seeking what do they become celibates? That is, not entering into family life, not entering into the bodily level of existence. Why do we need this celibacy? His main thing is, it is not against nature to get married or live in the world just like all others. But one thing is, each time I physically involve in any act of enjoyment, I will be body. I want to become spirit. First thing is denial of the bodily existence, to insist upon it is only when I wake up to the waking state. The moment I come to the waking state, I identify with the body. Till then, I am independent of body. The moment I sleep, I am in an entirely different dimension, unrelated to body and this physical world. I have total freedom from body and nature. The moment I catch hold of this body, I identify with the body. The moment I come to the waking state, immediately I say, I am body. Till then, I am independent of body. Now, how to acquire this independence again? How to break down the identity with the body? How to realize who am I really in this body? In waking state, I identify with this body. In dream state, I identify dream's body. And in deep sleep, I identify with Shunya, absence of all things. Now, who am I in this body? When I am coming to waking state, can I remain independent of the body? Can I remain just like when I am asleep, how much independent I am from the body? Can I be? Yes, you can. That is the state of realization, self-realization. You can be totally independent of the body, totally independent of the nature, entire nature. How? Denial of the body as myself. I am not harming the body. I am not torturing the body. I am just trying to dissociate with the body, just like I am in the deep sleep. How I am totally dissociated. I want to be dissociated in waking state. I must dwell in the body, be in waking state, and not identify with the body. I must be self, myself, in the pure self Atman while still in the body. So my just any kind of enjoyment through the bodily existence, even enjoying the food, makes me the body. So all type of enjoyments are just kept to the level of my sustenance. I have to live. What I need is a little food, little rest, protection from nature. All these are provided. And identification with the body is to be reduced to the minimum, then I can transcend and go beyond. So, denial of my identity with the body. I am not denial of the body itself. I am not denying the body, but I am the body, this identity. Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Sharira Asmi, that is not real. Dehosmi. No, you cannot be. Now I am in the state of Aham Dehosmi. That has to be removed. For that, Manobuddhyankara Chittanina, Shivoham, Shivoham. Dissociate with the bodily existence, identify with my real identity. To gain the real identity. That separation, this is actual renunciation, is renunciation of ego. Celibacy is separating myself from the bodily ego, bodily identity. I am body. The moment I wake up, I is body. I have an independent existence, independent of this body. So that I want to insist, realize, I want to know. So for self-knowledge, another thing is the lack of freedom. The moment I identify with the body, I become so limited. I am this body. And every limitation that is on the body, it's a upadhi. It's a limiting adjunct. Body is a limiting adjunct. Each time I identify with the body, I become so puny, so small, so tiny. I have all the thing that affects my body is to myself rather than the body. So this I want freedom. The freedom to move about, freedom to think, freedom not to enjoy. Now, when I was to join the Ramakrishna mission in 1977, I bowed down to a senior sadhu a day before my joining. That Swamiji, who is quite senior and advanced in spiritual life, he said, "Why are you joining? This is a prison house. You will not have freedom here. You can't move about, you cannot go out, you cannot eat in the hotels, you cannot go to cinema theaters, you cannot do anything. You cannot go out of the gate without permission. Why are you want to come? You are earning, you are living independently. If you don't want, don't get married. But you can see staying outside and working somewhere, you can do more sadhana, you have more freedom. Why you want to come?" By that time, years I have spent in thinking and developing dispassion toward the world and passionate attachment for the higher life. So I was not disappointed, but I was decided to go away somewhere else. I said, if you find me difficult, if you find it difficult for you to accommodate me here, I shall go somewhere in the Himalayas and live alone. I have no problem. But this is my decision. Then he told, yes. The thing is, you have the physical freedom. You are free to do anything. You are free, your mind is free, your senses are free. You are not free from the mind, you are not free from the senses. To attain the freedom from the senses and mind, we come inside. We imprison ourselves in the mud atmosphere so that we will be able to intimately relate ourselves with God and dissociate from our bodily existence. We want freedom not of the body, not freedom of the senses, as all people want. They want freedom. What freedom they want? They want to enjoy in the world. They must be free. And that freedom of mind, freedom of senses, freedom of body, we don't want. We want freedom from body. We want freedom from mind. We want freedom from our senses. So that freedom, for the sake of that freedom, we observe the celibacy. Celibacy gives us total freedom. If you are married, Sri Ramakrishna and Holy Mother used to say, most of your freedom is lost. You can no more act according to your wish. For women we say, when they get married, hereafter you can no more go telling that I am going. You have to ask permission to go. In Kannada they say, ಇನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿ ಹೋಗೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೇಳಿ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. So that freedom is lost. Even one day you cannot freely stay, even in your friend's house or relative's house. There is a question, why you want to go? So that freedom is lost. Now physical freedom, all right, is lost. Internal freedom is lost. When we lose all the freedom of ours, where else can we? Now Naren wants this freedom not for his own sake. He has come down for a definite purpose. He has to be free so that he will be working for the society. He will be working for people. He will be working for the world. So this freedom, all the direct disciples, you see how much they could devote and dedicate. Now, if they had entered a family life, how much difficult, it would have been almost impossible. Maximum thing they can do is live like saints as examples. But transformation of the world, giving you acharyas, Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya, all these acharyas belong to a class where they preach and teach, direct the souls, whereas most of the saints live an exemplary life, how to live. Almost all saints in Indian especially field, you see, most of all they are married. They live in the family atmosphere. They realize God. God realization is the aim both of the householder and of the sannyasin. But the difference is he can realize God, he also can realize God. But he cannot direct people. He lives an exemplary life and people follow it. They are the examples how to live in the world, how to live in the family, yet realize God. But acharyas belong to a different thing. Acharyanam Mahacharyo. So Acharya is one who dictates, who commands, who shows the path. Not only lives, but directs other to. So how much of freedom he needs, how much of our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he got married and immediately he leaves for some other purpose of his profession and goes out and he meets his Guru. and undergoes a transformation, gets a vision of God. And when he comes back, he comes with gerwa cloth. Wife is shocked. She asks, "What have you renounced me?" He said, "No, I have not renounced you." "Then what is this?" He says, "If I live in the family life with you, I cannot teach mankind. They will not, no more believe me. They will no more accept me. I have to be away from you, but I am not renouncing you or giving up you. What shall I do?" Think of God and spend your life in thought of God. That's all. So you see that he can no more direct. He cannot teach, he cannot tell if he is in the So here we see, though realization is granted to every soul who aspires for it, who struggles for it, he gets that power and authority to teach that freedom that celibacy is going to give to Naren. And the third important thing is to relate oneself eternally to the divine. Again and again, bodily interference and identification with the body makes us again and again detached from the divine. I am divine, I am spirit, I am pure, I am untouched by the world. Yet, just identification with the body, I am becoming imprisoned. My relationship with the Absolute is each time broken. When I am in deep sleep, I am in the second stage of deep sleep, I am one with God. Though I do not know, I am not aware of it, yet I am there with the divine. The moment I come down, I am totally separate, that I am become body. So in celibacy, he lives as spirit. Living as spirit is spiritual life. Living as body is worldly life. So living as body, worldly life. With body, as body, I cannot relate to God. Maximum thing is, I can convert myself into a child of God, into a servant of God. But I cannot identify with God and say, I am God. Aham Brahmasmi, I cannot say. I can maximum say, I am Dasoham. I am child of God. That's all. It is an self-imposed identity. But when I am separate from body, there are only two, my bodily existence, my spiritual existence. When I am spiritual existence, I am one and inseparable from God. When I am body, I am totally separate from God. I have nothing to do with God. I am so small, puny body, which is going to perish. So this identification of myself with the absolute existence, to the extent Aham Brahmasmi, I am that. To that extent is possible when I get established in celibacy, brahmacharya. That's why the term used is brahmacharya. It is not suppression or repression of our thoughts and feelings or our emotions or our desires, nothing. It is transcendence, it's going beyond the bodily existence. I want to go beyond it. It is sublimation of the forces of nature. I am not suppressing, I am not repressing, I am not putting it out, nothing. I am transcending it and going beyond. Just like I am growing beyond. I am become a spirit. By observing brahmacharya, I become spirit and one with the divine. When I am identified with the body, I become body. insignificant part of this universe, physical world. So the third thing, important thing is my identity with my divine existence as with the absolute existence, the pure divinity. I identify and remain identified forever. Just I get established in brahmacharya. Brahmani charati. He moves about in God. Ultimately, what does it happen? With the denial of the body, with renunciation, with totally identifying again and again with my spiritual existence, what happens? I start seeing God everywhere. I start seeing divine everywhere. I start seeing divine within me. First begins with the seeing divine within me. The moment I give up the worldly enjoyments, the moment I give up the bodily identity, I become divine. The moment I become divine, whatever I am, I see outside. I am body, I see the bodies of others. I see others as bodies and others is body. Because I am body. The moment there is a spiritual awakening, I see the light in others. The presence of spirit is seen. When I realize God, I see the divine everywhere. In all beings, in all objects, everywhere. There is divine and divine alone. So this vision, that to see divine everywhere and be divine, the whole struggle is to manifest the inner divinity, to become divine through and through. From animal nature, we go to human nature. From human nature, we go to the divine nature. From animalhood to divinehood. To be bodily existence and participate ourselves in the worldly enjoyments, it is animalhood. To serve others and give up the personal bodily enjoyments is human level. To dedicate my life for the others, humanity. Then I am, from animalhood, I have raised myself to the humanhood. From humanhood, I go to the divinehood by seeing divine everywhere and seeing divine within myself and manifesting my inner divinity. Then you see the difference. I become all-pervading. I am there in everybody. I am there everywhere, all-pervading. I identify myself with the divinity. So this, I am eternally one with the Absolute at all times and through eternity. In the moment I get established in brahmacharya, that's why Brahmani charati. Then he sees, I am moving about in the Brahman. I am seeing divine everywhere. As the wave comes up and goes inside the ocean, like that, I am a part of the ocean, going back into the ocean and becoming one with the ocean. I separated as a wave and I am going back into I am playing as a wave in the ocean. Wave is also water, ocean is also water. Water is moving about in water. Divine is moving about in divine. I as divine is moving about in the divine. So this is the Brahmani charati, brahmacharya. The ultimate state of brahmacharya, celibacy, is to be divine and see divine everywhere. So that is, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, he declares he will lead a celibate life. Celibate life means to be a spirit and live as spirit, spiritual life. Declares. what terms Sri Ramakrishna uses, you see. He declares. Means he has that once a person utters a word, never to go back again against his word, vachana baddhata, to be sticking on to the given. I have taken a vow, I am committed to live according to that vow. Come what may, whatever state I may pass through, whatever ordeals I may have to face, whatever hurdles may stand in my way, I have to pass through all that, being unaffected. And it's a war, it's a fight, it is a battle. And what is your power? What power have you got to battle with opposing forces? What is going to help you in your war, in your battle? Just one celibacy. And that makes the nature and God participate in your life. You are internally connected and externally expressing declaration. I am going to be a celibate. The declaration is I am identifying myself with a. Now, when I declare, all the forces opposing me to break down my vow from internal and external forces, I have to face. And for facing that, the nature helps, the divine helps. Divine providence, faith and trust in divine providence. With that, just I have given up the enjoyments. For your sake, I want you. For your sake I have given up. Won't you help me? He has a authority to question God. He has authority to invoke divine presence. He has authority to claim his rights as a spiritual being with nature. Divine Mother as nature. She has to come and help him to overcome all the forces and powers. Only Divine Mother can take us beyond the powers of nature. Nobody can cross over the nature. Mama Maya Duratyaya. Mameva prapadyanti maya metam tarantyate. So, with our power, we can never conquer nature. Nature has to be conquered by nature's power. And for that, I can claim, I can have a right to force Divine Mother to come and help me, because I have given up all worldly enjoyments. To give up the worldly enjoyments is celibacy. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.